Hi, it's David here. I know it was only like last week when I did the last video, but my doctor's given me a relatively frustrating thing, even though 2-3 doctors before that also tried to tell me it, but it finally sunk in. I've had gynecological troubles my whole life. Never really had a nice period. You know, those lucky people, you know, who just bleed, no pain, no cramps, no leakage, nothing. They're just fine. I've never had that. Even with all, you know, contraceptive type things, it's always shit. And I was diagnosed with fibroids, which are non-cancerous growths in the wall or the outsides or insides of the womb, the surfaces of the womb, usually in the middle, in the actual muscle. I was diagnosed with this like 2 years ago, and no fucker told me. I was so mad. 2 years, no one tells you. And I don't know if I think I did say that I was in hospital for a week with ridiculous pain. Pain was so bad I was getting like morphine every hour. It was really bad. And they think it's the fibroids. One of them is just over 7 centimeters in size. And you know, don't worry, it's not cancerous at least, you know, but it's still scary. But I've just found out, thanks doctors, that having testosterone, artificially taking it, increases your risk of actually developing fibroids. And as a result, they think that the reason why the pain is so bad is that my testosterone levels are too high. So I might have to stop. I might have to stop taking testosterone until I can get a hysterectomy. But here's the really fun thing. I can't get a hysterectomy because in New Zealand they don't know how to do them when your BMI is 47. And you know, people say, oh, it's easy, just lose weight. And other than me wanting to punch them, because losing weight, even with the right sorts of bodies, right sorts of metabolism and everything, isn't actually easy. You know, all these people that lose, I don't know, 1 or 2 or 5 kgs, and they go, oh, it's easy, you can do it. And I'm like, well, I have to lose like 60 kgs. It's a very much bigger deal. But my body isn't normal, which anyone who knows me goes, well, duh, you're never normal about anything. And I'm not. I always react weirdly to everything, body-wise, everything. I don't think I have a normal thing in my body at all. Even my hair. I'm actually too young to have this much grey hair. Most people say, gosh, you've got a lot of grey, or whatever, and how old are you? And no one can ever guess. I had one lady argue with me once. She said I was early 20s. And I'm like, dude, I'm 35. This was a while ago. She wouldn't believe me. It's so funny. But because I'm non-standard for almost everything in my life, unsurprisingly, my metabolism isn't either. I've been trying to lose weight for 20 years, and all I've done is slowly gained more weight. When I got over size 18, which is 100 kgs for me, everything changed. I couldn't lose the weight. All I kept doing was adding it. I got my food levels right down. I'm currently on 1500 calories a day, which is ridiculously low, because my base, resting base, whatever it's called, they suggest you find out what your base calorie intake would be with your body size and shape and height and everything if you didn't do anything, and you set that as your diet calorie target, basically, or 500 calories below that or whatever, and mine is 2300, and I've been on 1500 for almost 2 years, and all I've done is gain very, very slowly, extra weight. And that's because I can't move enough because of my back and my fibro and my ridiculously weird joints. So I'm stuck. I'm stuck where I have to lose weight so that I can get the surgery so that I can transition. And I just want to, equal parts want to burst into tears and curl up in the corner and wail for a week, and equal parts find someone to punch. I'm so angry. It shouldn't be that hard. Give me a smiley face scar and pull the fucker out, you know. But no, my BMI is too high. And I can't decide whether it's fat phobia or just them being too cautious. And, you know, when it comes to not dying, you know, technically too cautious isn't a bad thing. But I'm trapped again. Fucking health, fucking weight, fucking mobility, fucking hormones. I'm so sick of it. I wish there was like a secret laser thingy or vibration therapy or something that you could go into and they dissolve whatever it is, you know? I mean, it's just so frustrating. And I don't know what to do, because so far all the doctors say, well, just stop eating junk food. And I'm like, well, funnily that. My version of junk food is ridiculously dark chocolate and coffee. I do sometimes have a little bit of a soft spot for fizz, but I've actually quit fizz last month, 2 months, since I found kombucha coffee, funnily enough. I don't know what to do, and I'm angry, and I'm sad, and I'm frustrated, and it's nothing worse than being trapped in a place where you can't do anything, you know? I mean, if I go off the testosterone, I'm going to lose so much of my mental wellness. I did this post last week or the week before, and they were talking about suicide in the nice educational kind of way, and they were talking about, you know, what you live for. Pick something to live for. And I went through, like, I did a blurb before I reposted this thing, and I said when I was a kid and a teenager, I kept alive even when I was suicidal, because my abuser wasn't going to win. He wasn't going to fucking win, so I was going to stay alive. In my 20s, I stayed alive because I knew if I didn't, some of my loved ones would follow me. And in my 30s, it was, I must finish this book. And it's funny, you know, my last breakdown, I was suicidal for probably 3 years. And, like, seriously, every single second of every single day, even in my dreams, I was suicidal. And I kept going because I had to finish the fucking book. I had to finish writing Banshee Haven, which is the 3rd book in the series. And I figured out subconsciously, or my muse, or the book got bigger. The book got bigger. And instead of being 100,000 words, which are what my normal book sizes are, it's come out at 330 or 340,000 words, because I got too near what would be the end, or could be the end, and the suicidal, I'd gotten to the end, so I had to go back and add more things. So that was my life. In my 30s, my early to mid 30s, the reason to live was because I had to finish the book, because I couldn't leave a project undone, you know. And since going on testosterone, it's just about 6 months, almost 6 months. My reason to live now is because I'm excited for my future, because I want to see where I end up. I want to see if I can finally make money off my writing. I can finally travel like I've dreamed my whole life. For the first time in my entire life, I'm not actually suicidal. I mean, I get bouts of the thoughts and I get depression, but I don't actually actively want to die anymore. And that's 75% because I'm on testosterone. And I don't know whether it's like a, like in my head, my thinking changing, sort of placebo, that's the word, or whether the testosterone is actually doing something in my brain. Because I mean, I feel like I've got more emotional spoons. I feel like I'm calmer, stronger, but not in a like let's hurt people way, but just in a I don't get as anxious as I used to, and I don't want that to go away. But I've just done a lot of research on it, and it looks like the longer I'm on testosterone with ridiculous amounts of fibroids I've got, the higher chance it is that it's going to turn into cancer. And I'm just so angry. It happens every single time. I finally think, yes, I'm free. Finally I can be who I am, do what I want, finally have a chance of getting out of poverty, finally having a chance of living my life for my reasons. And just as I get free of the gate, something else happens. But it's funny, I'm still leaking, but my mind is slowly fading from this sucks to, right, what the fuck can we do? You know, what can I do? What's left to do? I mean, obviously I'm not going to starve myself, because that's a really shit way of losing weight. It's a potentially fatal way of losing weight. But maybe I could do less aerobic type exercise. Like I could keep up with what I can do, which is about 2 or 3 walks a week, 20 minutes each. Maybe I could do daily stretching exercises or I don't know. There has to be more that I can do. There has to be something else. I'm not going to give up. It's one thing people who don't know me, or very well at all, don't know about me. I don't give up. I mean, I often stop, feel sorry for myself, turn into goo in the corner, but I always get up again. You know, like when my back got so bad I couldn't get to classes. I was studying to do linguistics. I wanted to do a doctorate, go around the world and collect languages and study them or something. And I was in my first semester for the second degree, and I couldn't get to all my classes. I was in so much pain. I couldn't do it. And then I got, I had to have a couple of operations and bloody blah, and I had to drop out of university, and it sucked. And then my doctor said, well, look, looks like your back is packing in. I think you should go on the invalid's benefit, which is New Zealand's version of disability. It means that you're stuffed, your body's stuffed, and you can't work, you can't study. And I thought, this is it. My life is over. Age, 26? And I stayed in bed and I felt sorry for myself and I wailed and this sucks, life sucks, I'm in too much pain, I can't walk, blah 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 blah. I think it was for a little while, like months. And then I thought, nah, screw this, I'm gonna do something. You can't just die at age 26, you know? And I've done that my whole life. When the most horrible things have happened, I've gone, well, okay, that happened. What can we do now? You know, and I'm so tired of shit going wrong. Okay, there would have been a jolt. Sorry about that for the editing. Phone call interrupted me on my landline. I think, in summary, I have to figure out what to do from here on in. Gotta figure out what else I'm not, or what else I can be doing that I'm not doing. I have been thinking for a long time of doing like a YouTube channel about my weight loss journey, you know, so I can maybe get some encouragement from people. I've been a little bit worried about it because, you know, YouTube is mean, like scary mean. But if I have to lose weight, there has to be more that I can do. There's no other way out. I mean, I don't want to stop my testosterone. But if I have to, I have to. And if I can get my hysterectomy as quickly as possible, it won't be too long, hopefully. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do right now, but other than have a coffee, make a nice lunch, but I can't let this defeat me. If I listed all the things that tried to defeat me in my life, it's a very long list, and I'm not going to go through it because it's also kind of gory and could be triggering for other people, but this isn't as hard as those things. Hell, I've even survived, it's essentially boot camp. It's called Outward Bound, a compass course, they called it. 4.5 weeks of basically boot camp with tramping and boats and all sorts, and I shouldn't have gone. I shouldn't have been forced to go onto it. It was winds did it. They said that's cut off my benefit and the benefit of my partner at the time if I didn't go. They didn't ask, you know, what's my health like. There was no medical test. There should have been. My back was not well enough, and had I known how severe my PTSD symptoms were at the time, I shouldn't have gone, but I did, and I survived it. And that's only one of a number of events that I've gone through in my life that I've used, you know, is this thing I'm afraid of worse than that thing? And inevitably it isn't. Inevitably I just keep going, keep trying, one step in front of the other. When I was a kid, my older brother is, well, he's older emotionally, mentally, spiritually, but or at least he tells me so. He's actually 20 months younger than me, but he was the overachiever, the perfect son. I was never myself. I was always his sibling, and my mum used to describe us as the tortoise and the hare, because my brother tended to just like run in and, you know, yeah, let's get in there, do stuff, climb up a mountain, you know, just real go-getter. I mean, I used to be so jealous of his sort of attitude and ability to manifest that attitude. But I always got there because I just took one step at a time and kept going. I took a lot longer than a lot of people, but I always got there, because one step at a time. And that's unfortunately the way I have to live my life. And I'm hoping one day I won't. One day I can have money. One day I can travel. I can have furniture that's something I've chosen myself, and a bed that works, and house that I love because I bought it or made it myself. I mean, so many things I want. Traveling is probably top of my list. But I'll get there. Even if I have to be a wrinkly old person, retired and 110, before I get to go to Paris or wherever, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to transition, even if it takes a bit longer. And I'm bloody well going to figure out how to lose the weight. Don't know how yet, but I'm going to do it because I have to. I think probably making a YouTube channel will help, because then I've got sort of an invisible audience to keep me up to task, you know, because sometimes I'm just like, I'm too sore and tired, go away. And then I don't do what I'm supposed to be doing, like walking 3 times a week. But it sucks. And I'm allowed to be pissed off and hurt and angry and sore and just frustrated, because it sucks. Life sucks. And life has kicked me in the shins and in the guts and in the head enough bloody times. If there's anyone out there who's like got like a messenger service to Loki, you tell him to stop kicking the shit out of me. I've had enough. You know, go and kick shit out of someone else. Anyway, if I don't finish this soon, my phone's gonna spit the dummy and stop working mid-sentence. I just hope I can figure it out.